How often would you get yelled at by LeBron James when you played with him?
Oh man. Not as often as you think. He's more of a look guy.
Well,
Like
Jordan would give
LeBron is
his
a look guy.
teammates. Jordan gave his teammates the look. You didn't want the.
LeBron got looks.
Okay,
LeBron got looks.
What would make him give you the look?
Lack of confidence. So, like, if he passes you the ball and you don't shoot it because you missed two, he'll look at you like you're crazy. And then he goes, "You don't think I know what I'm doing? Shoot the ball." And I'd be like, "Dang, yeah, you are LeBron, so I probably should shoot it next time." It's all encouraging. It's all good. He's one of the best teammates I've had.
What would he do with Ben Simmons, Channing?
Okay, well, I'm just going to speak for him. I'd tell him to switch hands. Like Tristan Thompson switch hands.
I've been saying it since his freshman year at LSU. I thought that he was a right-hander and he was shooting left-handed. I mean, I feel
like
that.
LeBron is left-handed and shoots right-handed and does things right-handed. LeBron writes and eats left-handed. So for me, let's start over. Ben, okay, already it can't get any lower because you don't take shots. So let's work with the other hand because then it's new, it's fresh. You don't have the, we used to say you don't have the yips, right? On his left hand, his elbow's out, his wrist goes to the side. He's trying to like aim it. He doesn't have feel. So learn how to have feel with your hand. Like you got to feel the ball as a shooter. You got to have like a nice smooth motion. Now, if you start from scratch, almost like Chuck swing, have you ever seen Chuck swing left-handed? It looks perfect. And then you see him swing right-handed, and it was better now, but like then it kind of got a little chopped because his mind is used to doing it the wrong way more than it's used to doing right. Ben Simmons is one of the most talented guys in the NBA. And the criticism he's getting is only because of that, right? And only because it looked like he was afraid to not look cool, right? He was afraid to be embarrassed at his shot or at his thing. To me, I just tell Ben Simmons, give me 3 spots this summer. Give me 3 spots on the court where if you go there, you'll be willing to go 0 for 10, 0 for 20. But for us, we know you're working on just 3 spots. And then free throws, just give me 50%, 34%. You could kick that thing in there for the 34%. Come on, man. But shoot granny style. You don't got to be cool. You got to just help us win. Shoot granny style.
But Ben needs to be in a smaller market. He needs to have a team that's his. Like, I think part of the problem, he's in Philly. They expect to win. Doc Rivers comes in. Embiid, MVP candidate. Ben needs to be in a place where he can play, and he can play in games that might not be meaningful, and it can help him get some confidence back.
Right. So basically, if Orlando had a package, you would send him to Orlando. They're completely rebuilding.
Yeah.
They got some young guys. Yes. Yeah. And here, Ben, we're going to develop you.
And then you could have Ben and Markelle Fultz play on the same team together.
Yeah. Well, I just named Orlando. It's not like I was even thinking about their roster. I don't know if I'd put those two together. But, I think, again, I agree with you. Ben Simmons is a guy that needs, like Giannis needs a Chris Middleton. Ben Simmons needs to be the best player or the most dominant player.
Well,
but
he
not
plays different when he didn't have Joel Embiid in the lineup.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that Doc Rivers conversation went, "Thank you, Ben. I love your service, but we're rolling with this dude on a nightly basis."
Yeah.
And I don't know how that feels because they've always been, "Oh, you guys are 1A, 1B." Now it's like, no, Joel's 1, 2, and 3, and you're 4 in defense.
But did you ever go to the line and like you lose you were a really good shooter, but you go to the line and sometimes when you're not moving, like playing golf, that ball doesn't move and it freaks people out. Whereas baseball, you're throwing it, I got to swing. Like we love the reaction as an athlete.
Yeah.
But when you get to the line, everything stops. And it's just you dribbling, looking at the basket.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a moment where you go, I lost confidence, or what the hell did I just do?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Me being a shooter or a specialist, right? Like I'm out there for one reason, right? I'm out there to space the floor, and my biggest joke was like, hey, when I'm out here, I may not have any points, but nobody's getting double teamed, right? You can play one-on-one as long as I'm out here, because if I get a chance to shoot, I'm going to shoot it, I'm going to make it. So that was my running joke, and that's kind of the attitude I have towards the game. And so for me, you have to always go back to the work. You always got to imagine when you were, when I was a kid, and it was 115, I'm out there shooting with my dad on that hot half tennis court, half basketball hoop in my neighborhood, right? And I remember those days where it was like, it was everything and nothing else was more important, right? And then you realize you come back to that moment where it's like, dude, it's a free throw. I've done this a trillion times. Like, I'm not in this arena. It's just me, the hoop, and the work that I put in, and you just go shoot it.
Yeah, but you can
And
practice
you're okay with
bad
that.
habits. When I go to
Yes.
I go to
That I don't
the
like.
driving range, I can hit 100 balls, but if I'm not doing it correctly,
Yeah.
then I'm not getting any better. And I think
That's the player's fault.
Yeah.
That's the player's fault. You cannot be a max player or somebody who is an upper echelon all-star, and you don't have. There are amazing elite people to teach you how to shoot, how to break down film, how to dribble, how to do all the major skills to be successful. So that's nobody else's fault but your own that you don't do it. And again, I go back to LeBron. This man hurts his ankle. He has 20 around the clock care. If he's hurt longer than 2 weeks, he has somebody change his diet, right? Because he has a chef. He doesn't drive because he's icing his knees. He's doing this. He's watching film. So there's no excuse because what he has, you can do, right? These guys are getting 100, 200, 300, 400 million, and you're worried and you can't shoot a free throw? Stop it. Find somebody who's the best shooting coach in the world, hire him for a summer, have him stay at your chateau on the side because you know you got a firehouse, and teach you every single day. Create a relationship with that person. So he's not just there for checks. So he's there for you. And so he can communicate with you how to be the best you.
Why don't you
Not
do
everyone
it?
has talent, huh?
Why don't you do it?
No, I don't know. I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience. Shooting is very simple to me, obviously, because that's what I do. And so people get too much. Like, you got to humble yourself before the game, right? You know what? I felt like I was one of the best shooters, and every day I would do the most simple, remedial things, the basics that would help me build out how I became a shooter. That's the only way to do it. And you got to humble yourself. It's boring. It's tedious. And you got to sit there and do it. And you got to do it perfect. And then you go to step 2. And a lot of guys want to skip it because they're talented, but you can't do that.